it's the election day where we're going to be deciding on, the next mayor of Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
So for you being in your final term, just how do you feel right now?
Yeah, it's an important election day, obviously, and we're focused on making sure that all goes well. And it is a little surreal. I'm in my 9th year as mayor of our great city, and today residents are going out and they're voting for a new mayor, or the next mayor, I should say. And so yeah, it's bittersweet. I mean, of course, there are a lot of things about serving that I'm going to miss, but I'm also really grateful to have had the chance to serve, and I feel like I'm leaving the city in a good place.
Yeah, and like you said, you were elected city commissioner twice. This is your 9th year in mayor. There's a lot of years of service there. What are the key issues in Grand Rapids that you've really felt you've dedicated yourself towards?
Yeah, oh my goodness, I know. I'm in actually my 19th year in public office. So 10 years on the city commission, 9 years as mayor. And so much has happened in the last 19 years in our city. I mean, when I was first elected in 2005, that was before the Great Recession. I served on the commission as we navigated that. And then as mayor, I really had a whole host of goals when I started back in 2016, goals around environmental sustainability and building stronger neighborhoods and building really vibrant neighborhood business districts, adding to our downtown energy. And I feel like we've moved the needle on a whole host of issues, from investing in our parks, green spaces. You're seeing major catalytic projects downtown that I think will continue to have a ripple effect. And then you've seen really significant investment in our neighborhoods and neighborhood business districts.
That leads me to my next question. What changes have you seen in kind of the different wards going into some of the neighborhoods, especially some, for example, like the 3rd Ward, who have not always felt that they've received the investment that they've deserved?
Yeah. So if you look at, I would say all the neighborhoods in the city, but specifically our neighborhoods in the 3rd Ward, right now you're seeing significant investment. So we're redeveloping Martin Luther King Park. We've done a lot of infrastructure investments in our streets and sidewalks and green space. We're building 2 brand new fire stations over on the southeast side. Amplify GR, which has been years in the making, they just opened up their community hub. We've seen a number of low-income and affordable housing units that have come to fruition. And it's, I talk to a lot of folks, and I know sometimes it's not as fast as they would like to see, but if you look back over the last 10 years, there's been significant investment and development.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. And in this term, or in your past 9 years as mayor, what do you feel like has been kind of the biggest accomplishment? When you look back, what's the biggest thing that just really sticks out to you?
It's so hard for me to pick just one because I've worked on so many issues across the board, and I'm still working on issues right now. I remind people I'm mayor till the end of the year. So I'm in the midst of this 100 and 100 initiative where we're trying to get 100 individuals who've been chronically homeless housed in 100 days. We've done a lot of work around homelessness in our community, started a homeless outreach team, have worked with the county and supported the crisis stabilization unit, worked with community rebuilders to rapidly rehouse folks. So I feel good about some of the work we've done in that space. Clearly more to do. Public safety, we have invested heavily into violence prevention efforts. In a mental health co-response team, we've seen our crime stats improve. So we've seen a reduction in overall crime in the city. We've done our community surveys, and we've seen progress across the board as well. I'm really proud of the work we've done around investing in trails and parks and green space and playgrounds for kids. And then you look at some of the work and developments downtown, from the river restoration to the river's edge redevelopments to the amphitheater and soccer stadium. All of those things I think everyone should be proud of.
Yeah, and going back to, like, for example, the river development, we've seen a lot of these projects be started under, I don't want to say your domain, but under
my season of leadership.
Under your leadership as mayor. And when residents are electing your successor, what's the
Yeah.
biggest thing that you kind of want them to know, or at least want them to continue to focus on and continue?
Yeah, so you're right. I keep telling people I'm going to a lot of groundbreakings, but I won't be mayor during the ribbon cutting, which is okay with me because I know a lot of work happens behind the scenes before we ever get to a point where we can break ground on a project. So what I would say to whoever sits in that seat after I'm gone is my hope is that they continue to be engaged, that they listen, that they work with our partners to move important projects and initiatives forward. And what I would say to the people of Grand Rapids that I've had the joy to represent and work with is same thing to them. Listen, be engaged, step up, be a part of making our community a better place. I always say that Grand Rapids is this perfect sized city that if you want to be a part of it, you want to get engaged, there's a space for you. And that you get to work with people who share your love for this community, regardless of our differences, right? Whether we believe in different things, whether we have different political ideologies, what brings us together as a community is that we love this city. And I believe that's what's enabled us to move forward on so many fronts.
Yeah, thank you. And
Yeah.
you mentioned community members keeping engaged and being engaged. Have you seen an increase in kind of community engagement, the number of community-led programs on organizations in these past 9 years?
We're very. I think as a community, we're incredibly blessed because we have, and I would say for a long time, have had strong neighborhoods, strong neighborhood associations, a lot of nonprofit organizations in our community, and I've seen that continue, and I've seen a number of them grow over the last decade, and I think that's great for our community. When it comes to engagement, I think engagement has continued to be strong. It just shows up in different ways from 10 years ago. The increase in social media, also different ways for people to stay informed. When I was first elected mayor, we didn't even live stream our city commission meetings. Sometimes I think it's hard for people to appreciate how far we've come when it comes to transparency and accessibility. When I was first elected in 2005, it was before anyone was really on Facebook. It was before Instagram. It was before TikTok. The world is so different now, and there's so many ways to get information, respond, weigh in on issues. I would say 10 years ago, I spent a whole lot more time talking to people on the phone than I do now. Now I get text messages nonstop and emails. So I just think the type of correspondence and how we communicate has changed, but I would say people are just as engaged as they've always been.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And looking to the future,
Yeah.
and Grand Rapids obviously has just kind of become it's a big destination for West Michigan. It's kind of really become a staple. When you're looking at medium-sized cities across the country, what do you hope to see from Grand Rapids in the next 5-10 years in terms of just the growth and also opportunity for people to just live the lives that they want to live? Housing is a big issue. There's still a lot of things that whoever takes the reins after will have to address as well.
Yeah, well, that's just it. I hope Grand Rapids continues to be a leader, not just in the Midwest, but in our country. I hope that our population continues to grow. In order to do that, you're absolutely right. We need more housing. We need more housing at all price points across our city. And I would argue across the whole county that it's not just a problem in the city of Grand Rapids, and it's not just a problem for us to solve. We really need to think of it as a countywide and a regional issue. And people need places to stay. And right now, I would say across the spectrum, we need to add more housing. And there's areas of our city like downtown where we should be building very high density housing. And then we also need to recognize that some people still want a single family home. So we need to make sure that there's both. And my hope is that we'll continue to add spaces where people can come together and connect. Public spaces, green spaces. We need to, as we grow, make sure that we recognize the value and power of those outdoor spaces. It's good for your mental health, it's good for your emotional health, it's good for community, it adds to our quality of life. So I hope that the next mayor, and I hope that we continue to focus on a real holistic approach in our city. We can't just be focused on one thing. We need to recognize that great cities are working on a number of issues at the same time, whether it's public safety, housing, environmental sustainability, economic vitality, being an attractive destination for tourists. We really need to continue to do well and make progress in all of those areas.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And changing gears, talking about yourself.
Yeah.
So after December 31st, are you able to share kind of any immediate plans for yourself? Can we expect to see you possibly for a different office, maybe a podcast?
I probably won't do a podcast. I can tell you for sure, I plan to take at least a month off and just have a breather. So January, I'm hoping to, kind of decompress, get off social media for a month, really just take a break and recenter, as I say. And then I'll probably start my next professional chapter sometime in February. So haven't quite nailed down what I want to do. I'll work on some projects independently and then jump back in. But I anticipate it'll be still doing some kind of community or public service.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up, you mentioned when we're talking kind of stepping aside for the next generation of leaders, next generation of city leaders. So when you're looking at this election day and seeing all the people who are on the ballots for different wards and GRPS school board, just how are you feeling just seeing this new generation step up and these new generation of leaders?
Yeah, I mean, I always have a ton of respect for people who put themselves out there, step up, and are willing to serve. Running a campaign is hard work. You have a lot of people expressing a lot of opinions about you. Some not, it doesn't always feel deserved or informed. And so it takes courage. It really takes a lot of courage to step up and run. So I'm grateful to see that so many people are willing to do that and that we as voters have a choice. And there are really important races all the way from the local level, like you said, from our school boards to the city level, county level, state, and then obviously the national elections. Every vote counts. I keep telling people that. Sometimes people don't feel that, but it really, really matters that they are able to go and vote for somebody that they believe is going to, in my opinion, one of the things that I always look for are candidates who are willing to put community before self, that they're really community focused, not just making decisions on their own self-interest. And so I think we have some important races where we should be looking at who is the best person, regardless of whether they have an R or a D after their name. Yeah.
And as we wrap up, is there anything else that you would like to say to just community members or those watching, or is there any other message that you have for just the city?
Yeah, well, I'll take this opportunity to give a personal message, and that is one of just incredible gratitude. Really serving as mayor of our city has been the privilege of a lifetime, and even with all the stress and the sleepless nights and the late night calls, it really has been just such a joy and a privilege and an honor to serve. And I'm going to miss a lot of the people that I've had a chance to work with over the years. So I just say thanks. Thanks to everyone in this community who have put their faith in me and supported me over the years.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
Real quick, is there a cake involved?
No cake. I don't tend to be a sweet eater, so most people who know me well, they know that I don't turn to sweets or chocolate. I turn to to the salt. So to the potato chips and tortilla chips and popcorn. So
Well, hopefully your staff got something for you.
that's right. I expect it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.